We interpret the scripture about a righteous man falling 7 times but getting back up as only sin making him fall. But falling is simply failing to stand. Okay, no matter if you're failing to stand up against sin or you're failing to stand up against any distressing experience, right? You get back up, you recover, you regain your footing, you regain your strength. Falling is simply failing to stand. It could be something you do intentionally or unintentionally, and it's not just referring to sin. So, a righteous man, though we may fail to stand, right? We fall in any emotionally, physically, spiritually, in whatever way that we fail to stand, we get back up. We should be recovering. In your recovery, there is a refreshing, there is a replenishing. Okay. When you begin to become you, you are given a strength and a resilience that is new to you, right? It's a new experience, right? You're now beginning to experience life as who God called you to be. It's new. So the same thing can happen to you, but you're going to respond a different way because you're now living life in a new experience. Sometimes that feels scary because it's new, right? It's unknown, right? Because now your mind is more open and is stimulated, which creates an atmosphere to grow in the right direction. Okay. And you're able to be filled up with the right character. You're able to be filled with real emotions and real feelings. And you're able to have the correct train of thought instead of having those thoughts and feelings that is basically a residual effect from your traumas, right? We've allowed our traumas and our experiences to dictate the direction that our life will go. We've allowed our experiences to dictate how we would think, how we would feel. But now, when you have this new perspective, they no longer are in control of that. You are now in control of what you feel and the way you think and the perspective you have. Your new mind's stimulation is for restoration of life. So this newness that you feel, the new stimulation that you feel, the new excitement that you feel, the new arousal that you feel, it is for restoration of life. It's not to arouse poor choices and your attraction to distraction, right? Because we're always attracted to what's going to distract us. That's not what that stimulation is for. This is not what your new life is for. You have to get rid and stop and control that attraction to distractions, right? That's not what this new life is for. So you have to be careful as you open up to new possibilities. Make sure that those new possibilities are beneficial and that your excitement doesn't send you into those destructive patterns again. Okay. You must still discern the benefits and use wisdom in your recovery so that you don't return to those negative coping mechanisms or those negative vices that you've used in the past, right? So even as you're being open to this healing process, as you're being open to recovering, you still want to use wisdom. You still want to discern what is beneficial to you. So your recovery is progress. Even if it feels painful, it is improvement. Okay. Your recovery is progress. Even if it feels bad to you, it's still progress, it's still improvement. When you are overcoming the effects of stress, it doesn't feel good, right? Because your body has been used to managing what it hasn't been created to suffer through for long periods of time. So while you were trying to regulate uncalled for stress, you were considering it normal when your body was trying to inform you that this not what it was created to do. You consider that normal, but your body is literally like, hey, something's not right, something's going on, but you're like, oh, that's normal, right? But it's trying to alert you that you were not created for this. And so that's why it feels like pulling teeth trying to get back to your original design, right? You're stepping out of one reality into another. You're going from one mindset into another mindset. Okay. And it's even forcing the chemicals, the neurons in your body to do a 180 and not go on its normal path, but now go against and resist the path that you've gotten it accustomed to. Right. So this is chemical changes going on as well in your recovery. Okay, it's not just mental, emotional, and spiritual. There's physical things happening in your body as you recover, right? As you heal, as you change the processes that you've made normal, that is not normal. That was not God's design for your body to process and go through all of these different things. So during this process of recovery, you may even relapse. You might even let, a thought or a feeling overwhelm you, because positive feelings can sometimes compel you to return to those old familiar processes, right? Oh, I feel good. I've been mastering my emotions. I've been controlling my feelings and my thoughts. I feel good. Let me go back around these people that I said I shouldn't be around, right? It makes you, sometimes the positive feeling can compel you and draw you to go back to old familiar situations, right? But you must recognize that your recovery is continual. It's a continual process.